If you want to get in contact with me, the best way to do it is on Instagram. If you just want to say what up, if you want to tell me you love my videos, you can tell me that you hate my videos, but the best way to do that is on Instagram. Peace, y'all. Johnny Fastlane here. So, 50 Cent puts up 35 different Pop Smoke album cover options for fans to choose from. And Troy Ave challenges Joe Budden to take a drug test. Plus, Westside Gunn seems to be upset with Shady Records. Let's talk hip-hop. Okay, so as y'all know, the day before yesterday, Virgil Abloh and 50 Cent, who is going to be an executive producer on Pop Smoke's new album, revealed the artwork for the album, the cover photo, right? And nobody liked it at all. It was horrible, right? So then 50 Cent said that he was going to change it. Pop Smoke's manager, Victor, said that he was going to change it. So they went back to the drawing board, right? And apparently they had a bunch of other options to choose from, but they chose that one option, right? Now, 50 Cent went on his Instagram page and he put up 35 different options for people to vote on and choose. So during this video here, all I'm doing is showing you guys the 35 different options. I'm gonna try to fit them all into this video as I'm talking, which is the reason why I'm talking a little bit slower than I usually do. Right? Then Virgil actually responded to the backlash after everyone went in on him, right? So Virgil goes on his Instagram, it's deleted now, but he went on his Instagram and he said, last conversation I had with Pop Smoke was about what we were gonna do in the future. This album cover was one of like 5 things we talked about. He mentioned his story felt like a metaphor of a rose that grows with thorns from the concrete of his hood of Canarsie, Brooklyn. In your memory, I just finished it yesterday, right? So Virgil doesn't see anything wrong with it. Everybody else thinks that it looks cheap and that he just basically threw together some careless designs and said, here you go, right? It just looks basic. It looks like a high school student who's like in class for like Photoshop could do this, right? Or do a better job of it, right? Anyway, the whole situation is I can go on 50 Cent's page and all these damn album covers that y'all see right here. You can vote on which one is the best. And let me know what y'all think about this in the comments.
Let's do $50,000. You take a drug test, and I guarantee you it's something more in there than weed. I guarantee you. $50,000, I give you 50 cash if there's nothing more than in there than weed, and you give me 50 cash if it is. Matter of fact, I'll bet you 2 to 1. You give me 25 cash. Fucking people, man.
Alright, Joe, so that's Troy Ave, right? And y'all see that he is on his podcast basically saying like he wants to challenge Joe Budden to take a drug test for $50,000, right? He's like, if anything shows up other than weed, of course, then I'll give you 50 G's, right? If anything shows up that is weed, then you're gonna give me 50 G's, right? Clearly trolling, because why would Joe Budden be like, okay, Troy Ave, let me take a drug test and let's do it for $50,000, right? It's crazy. Joe Budden and Troy Ave been had beef for years, got something to do with Stone, Charlemagne, and my son, right? Street shit, right? The whole situation, though, is that Joe Budden saw this and he went on his podcast to respond.
I beat the shit out of Troy Ave, nigga. I never put him in my head. What the fuck is you talking about? Beat the fucking.
By the way, I did watch that bum ass episode of his podcast.
He did. Oh, you got a podcast?
I know Joe shouldn't talk about it. I'll talk about it. I watched that episode last night and watched someone contradict themselves for 25 minutes. It was the most insane shit I've ever seen in my life.
Troy Ave, I'll beat you up. Bet 50 grand on that. The end. My 50 to your 50. Walk around the corner somewhere and I'll put your face underneath a sewer, my nigga. Stop talking about me.
So Joe Budden is like, yo, Troy Ave, I'll beat you up. Bet 50 grand on that, right? Your 50 grand to my 50 grand. The end, right? He's like, keep my name out your mouth. Like, you've been talking about me for years now at this point, right? And it's true, man. I feel like Troy Ave is just like, you know what? I need to say something that's Oh, wow, it's pouring rain outside, y'all. I feel like Troy Ave is like, I need to say something that's controversial. Who can I pick on that's safe because we already have some kind of beef? And then he'll just throw like Joe Budden's name out there, or Tax Teller's name, or my son's name, whoever like he's used to beefing with, right? Whatever, man. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Alright, y'all. So Westside Gunn goes on Twitter, right? And you know he's a founder of Griselda Records along with his brother, Conway the Machine, right? So the whole situation is he goes on Twitter and he's like, I wonder if Shady Records knows that we're nominated for a BET Award tonight. Right? And it's funny as hell because y'all know that Griselda, they signed to Shady Records, but for distribution, right? It's not like they really signed to Shady Records, you know, Eminem's record label, as artists, right? But they're signed just for distribution, right? So it's two different roles. And a lot of people were saying, yo, Griselda should not have signed to Shady, right? How could they? They already had a bad track record with Slaughterhouse, right? You got Joe Budden, Joel Ortiz, Crooked Eye, and Royce the Five Down. You have 5 dope-ass lyrical rappers who y'all are not even putting up there like that, who y'all are not even promoting like that, right? Who come out with good music, but y'all don't put the money behind it, right? And so they didn't really want to see Griselda Records, you know, Benny the Butcher, Conway the Machine, and Westside Gunn fall to that same kind of situation, right? So a lot of people were upset when they heard that Griselda actually signed with Shady Records, right? And it seems like Westside Gunn is now realizing that maybe signing with Shady is not the thing that they should have did, because it seems like Shady Records is not really paying all that much attention to their 3 artists that are on that record label, right? Well, actually, there's a few more artists that are on the record label than those 3, but those are the 3 popular ones, right? The whole situation, though, is that these dudes are not signed to Shady Records as artists. These dudes are not signed to Shady Records like how Slaughterhouse was signed to Shady Records, right? Those guys were signed as artists. Griselda Records is only on Shady Records as a distribution deal, right? So what that means is that maybe Shady Records don't gotta know about y'all being nominated for a BET Awards. There's a lot of things that Shady Records does not have to do. There's a lot of things that Shady Records is not responsible for, right? But y'all would just have to figure that out and go back to the drawing board and look at the contracts and see who's responsible for what, right? But anyway, it does seem like Westside Gunn is not too happy with Shady Records or his decision to join them even for that, right? So I guess we'll just have to see what happens, yo. Let me know what y'all think about this and everything else in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Follow me at Johnny Fast8 on Instagram, and y'all already know what to do. Peace.